All right, welcome race fans. Tonight, ECR takes to the high banks of Las Vegas. This is where the betting gets big here. I think we're gonna see lots of gambling going on here tonight. I got my good old buddy Trevor McManus in the booth with me here tonight. Trevor, are you there?
Yeah, bud. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. Well, can you give us a rundown of the points?
Yes, sir. We got in first place ECR Cup standings is Nelson Rivero. He's got 1 win, 2 tops 5, and 3 top 10s. We got Joshua Witherspoon in second place, no wins, 1 top 5, 3 top 10s. Ryan Walderson with 1 win, 2 top 5, 3 top 10s. AJ Scarborough with 1 win, 3 top 5s, and 3 top 10s. We got John Schweikart, 1 win, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s. Justin Blaine with no wins, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s. Brandon Simmons, no wins, 1 and 1. We got Chuck Harrell in 8th with 0, 0 and 1. We got Stephen Massey with 0 wins, 1 top 5, 1 top 10. Michael Kinner rounds out the top 10 with 0 wins, 1 top 5, and 1 top 10.
All right, thank you, sir, very much. Well, looks like the guy to beat then is going to be who'd you say was the top points leader?
We got Nelson Riviera.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
with number 1. I really think, though, after seeing everything this week, I think that the people to beat tonight are going to be either one, Nicole Johnson in the number 4 car. She just got the number 4 badge this week, and the one and only Brazilian in the league, Luis Salmaso. I think they're going to be the guys. They're going to be the people. Can't say guys because you got a girl in there. They're going to be the people to beat tonight.
That's exactly right. Well, drivers meeting in progress here, folks. I think they got just a few more minutes here, and I think we're going to get back out here and see more practicing going on. Overcast skies, cool temperature 65 degrees, track temperature about 65 degrees as well. I was looking at it here. Well, actually, track temperature is about 70, but definitely overcast skies and cool temperatures. That should make for some pretty doggone good racing here, Trevor.
Yeah, I think the one factor that you're missing out on there, though, is the 30-mile-per-hour winds going northeast. That's going to be that throws a big loop and everything right there. I mean,
sure does. Yeah,
that's going to change the way everything handles. But from what I've seen, you're going to see a lot of good racing. I love what ECR does as far as how they control themselves, and I think you're going to have a lot of good racing here tonight. It's a pretty stacked field.
Well, we're waiting for drivers meeting to get over here. Let's see if I can find something decent here, some music to listen to. Kind of tide these people over here as we're waiting. Something, you like some heavy rock or something like that, Trevor? What kind of music you like?
Well, I'm 29 years old, but I feel like I'm stuck back in the 70s. You know, something like Supertramp, Styx.
No, I don't have REO. Like that. I get in
how about you like some Skinner?
I'd get in trouble for that. That's copyright infringement.
I bet you there's someone out there that's done something remake, but yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, some heavy, some rock, I guess. Yeah, rock would do good.
Yeah, I got some rock up there now. Well, Gen 6 here, a lot of horsepower in these cars, and if the track's the least little bit slick, we could be seeing these guys fighting some loose conditions. Looks like a few of them coming off pit road now. But them high winds is what I'm really concerned about.
Yeah, I really think that's going to be the key factor in how everything happens. we're gonna have some pretty high winds. I really like seeing that number 3 car back out there, though. The black number 3 with Chuck Carroll in it this week.
Yep. Well, we got just a little under 4 minutes left to practice, so these guys are going to try to get out there and at least turn a few more laps.
Yeah, we got a pretty big line here at the pit road. Maybe we'll see a nice little pit party go on here.
That's always good. Pit parties are always good.
You know, they're really good in practice too, because you can try things that you probably wouldn't try in a race, but you can try them out here, and nothing's going to go against you.
Right. Yeah, that's what somebody asking about. Maybe I get a chance to talk to Nicole tonight. I'm probably going to have to talk to her before the race, because it seemed like she skedaddles right out of here just as quickly as she can. So I'm afraid if I even wait till the first caution, she'll be gone. So yeah, we may have to talk to her as soon as possible. I know a lot of fans in chat have wanted me to talk to Nicole here in the last couple of weeks. The only female in the league, one of the few in iRacing. But I'm going to tell you what, folks, you ain't seen a driver like this one here. Nicole is bad to the bone. I'm telling you, she is one great driver.
Yeah, I bet if you put her up next to Danica Patrick, you wouldn't even, Danica wouldn't have nothing on Nicole.
That's right.
Seen that girl drive. Being a part of this league, I've really seen her do some amazing things with that car, and she's a great person just to talk to and know. She'd be one, but she ends up she's an admin of ECR. So right after the race, she's got a bunch of admin stuff she has to do, and I mean she's booked full. These admins, they got a full plate.
Well, I'm looking for her in here right now, and I don't even see her. Unless she's down in one of these lower... There she is. Okay. I'm going to get her up here and talk to her before she even starts this race, because we always seem to miss her. Nicole Johnson, you got a copy?
Yeah, hey Rudy, how are you?
Well, I wanted to catch you before you slip out of here. I've missed you like 2 weeks in a row. Tried to catch you, and you leave early. So, one of the only female drivers, the only female driver in the league, but one of the few female drivers in all of iRacing, does that even kind of give you a little bit of a kind of a like you're out of place feeling, or do you really feel comfortable with these guys?
No, I feel right at home with them. I've been doing this since 95 and racing real life since 2000, so I'm just kind of used to it. You get to learn how to get along with the boys.
Well, I'm telling you what, you do one heck of a job out there, Nicole. I root you on every week. And not just because you're the only female out there. It's just good to see that a female can keep up with these guys out here on the track, and proving that it doesn't matter if you're male or female. If you're a good driver, and which you are, you can show these guys just how to do it.
Oh yeah, thanks. I feel like I got a good set, probably the best set I've had since I joined this league, so I'm looking forward to tonight.
All
yeah,
right.
sorry about last week. My aunt's been sick, so I had to run out the last couple weeks.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, hopefully she gets better, and good luck tonight. And we're going to let you get back at it here and get some qualifying in. What team were you in with Ken Ron and them?
Yeah.
Good luck, Nicole.
Okay. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right. These guys getting ready to qualify here. We're going to step away real quick here and play our national anthem. We'll be right back, Trevor.
up, guys?
And now for the most famous words in motorsports. Gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, Trevor, we're back. We had to pay tribute to the United States of America there, you know.
Oh, definitely. That I love that about you. You always play that national anthem. I think more people need to do that.
Well, they just, you know, it's a rightful thing to do. And, you know, they play it in all the NASCAR events, and, you know, they actually have real singers sing it, but unfortunately, I can't hold a tune, so I'm not going to even try to sing it. But I have a couple of. I have one, actually, a very, very good friend of mine, which is trying to break out into country music. Johnny Reed Foley. He has done a one for me, and another friend of mine that I kind of acquired the broadcast of it. So, but yeah, so because you got, you know, believe it or not, you can actually get tagged on YouTube for copyright infringement of the national anthem. I have never heard of anything so ridiculous in my whole entire life.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
It's our national anthem.
That's ridiculous.
It's played billions of times a year at every event that you can possibly imagine, from a high school freaking baseball game to pro football to NASCAR, to you name it. You know, so do they get tagged for copyright infringement? I'm sure they don't ask permission to use it. They just use it. You know, how can it be? Who cares who sings it? Whoever sang it is the one that's copyright infringing it. But oh well, enough garbage about that. A little less than 6 minutes left to qualifying here, but we're already seeing. Look at Nelson Rivera already taking over the pole, Trevor.
Yeah, he ran a really fast lap. I don't know where that came from, because practice he was 23rd, and I guess he was just in race trim. This must be his qualifying trim car. Another classified rookie of ECR, but not a rookie at all. You got Scott Hunsinger. He's always up there in the front when it comes to qualifying. And then you got John Schweikart, Brian Wildison, and Luis Almaso right there rounding out your top five. Those are all fast guys. They're all people to watch out for.
Mm-hmm. By the way, it's Wildison.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Not Wildison. It's Wildison. Just like it, you know, it's pronounced just like it's spelled, Wilda. But yeah, I've known Scott I've known a lot of these guys for a long time. Scott Hunsinger, John Schweikart, Brian Wildison. I'm trying to think of some of these other ones here that I've known for a long time. Tony DeGennaro. Josh Sheets. I'm watching as it goes through. Michael Leiby, Michael Kinner. I've known these. Ken Worley, Josh Witherspoon, Sean Medling. I've known these guys for a long time. So.
Yeah, hopefully one day you can say that about me. I haven't been in iRacing for the past like 3 years, unfortunately. You know, sometimes the big crew chief above, he makes you make an unscheduled pit stop, and this one took a little bit longer than I expected.
Yep. Sorry if I seem a little squirmy in my chair. I've got ice on my back, so I have a lot of back problems, and it just really, man, I'll tell you, I wouldn't wish what I'm going through on my worst enemy. This is just unbelievable. So, all right, 3.5 minutes left to qualifying.
Yeah, in the top. Well, actually, we got Matthew Hibbs now up in the top 5. Beat out Luis Masso. Stop doing. With a 896 to an 897.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty tight here. Luis sent me a notice earlier today. He said that the top 10 was going to be very, very tight. And we're seeing it right now, man. I'm telling you what. Huh. The heck with the top 10. About the top 20 is pretty tight. Whoa.
Yeah, they are. They're running some pretty tight times. They're from first to 20th. But I think the tightest really is right there between 5th and 7th. I mean, there's only like 0.3 away. John Cottle just bounced up into the top 5 with the 864.
I kind of wonder how many of these guys are using the same setup, or is it just maybe they've just been, you can only do so much with these setups, and it all becomes on the driver, And if these guys have practiced on that setup, like I said, there's only so much you can do with it to make it fast, to make it get grip, moving something, one click really doesn't make that much of a difference. So, these guys could be off 1 or 2 click on a certain setting, and really isn't going to make that much of a difference. It all comes down to the driver, if he can drive that setup.
Yeah, I know that there is a couple of alliances, so to say, in here, as far as they all get together and work on setups together. But I don't think that one or even 2 drivers have the same exact setup in the car. I might be wrong, but it's not like the top 10 are all running the same exact setup.
Right.
They all get like a base setup, and then they all help it out to their own driver preference, because there's no 2 drivers drive the same.
Oh, absolutely not.
Even in real life, I mean, everybody's going to have their own little thing that they like to feel more comfortable on, how they get onto the gas and get onto the brakes, which they are. Contrary to what people believe, you are using the brake a little bit here. It's not like Martinsville, but you are touching the brakes here. So it all depends on driver preference. And it looks like Nelson Rivera is going to come out with the pole. Scott Hunsinger second, Ron Wilderson third, Schweikart fourth, John Cottle fifth, Stephen Massey sixth, Matthew Hibbs seventh, Luis Almaso 8, Nicole Johnson 9. And Chuck Harrell round out your top 10.
All right, looks like that's going to wrap it up for open qualifying. We're going to move on to the grid next here. We'll get everybody accounted for after they take the grid. Somebody's joining me from the couch. Well, that's no fair. You should be in here helping. No, I'm kidding. All right, they're watching from their couch. Okay, so let me get this all set up here, and we will run down through the grid. Nelson Rivera taking the pole with a 27.795. Congratulations to him for grabbing the pole here today. Scott Hunsinger starting on the outside in second. Brian Wilderson in third. John Schweikart fourth. John Cottle fifth. Stephen Massey sixth. Matthew Hibbs in seventh. Luis Almaso in eighth. Nicole Johnson starting ninth. Chuck Harrell 10th. Anthony Thitchner 11th. AJ Scarborough in 12th. Kirk Quist 13th. George Munger in 14th. Tony DeGennaro starting 15th. Tony Diamond, the two Tonys always stay together, in 16th. Craig Sykes starting 17th. Jay Adair's 18th. Mark Bratcher in 19th. Blake Freeman starting 20th. Ron Miller 21st, Josh Sheets 22nd, Chris Urquhart in 23rd, Brandon Simmons starting 24th, Matt Moritz in 25th, Josh Witherspoon in 26th, Doug Hess starting 27th, and I believe today was his birthday. I believe today is Doug Hess's birthday. So folks, make sure you wish Doug Hess a happy birthday today. Pat Russia starting 28th. Michael Guard, I'm not even sure. Guidry, okay, starting 29th. Ken Ron 30th. Michael Leiby 31st. Ken Worley 32nd. Justin Bland starting 33rd. Michael Kinner 34th. Sean Medling 35th. And you're not in the race. All right, here we go. And let's see if we get this thing switched around here. Nelson Rivera starting on the pole. Our points leader on the pole. We don't see that every day.
No, you don't. You really don't. But obviously he's up front for a reason. I am kind of biased tonight because I am a car owner of the field, and I am going to be rooting for that number 21 of George Munger in the U-Haul machine. But, I think we're going to see a lot of good racing here, though.
Well, I don't see Michael Kinner or Michael Leiby on the track tonight. All right. Well, I hope everything's okay, and hopefully they'll be back next week. But, yeah, they're not starting on the track tonight. Well, Nelson Rivera in the Verizon Fios, which I'm to the understanding they are eliminating Fios. But here we go, folks. That's a whole nother story. Pace car about to make that left turn, and we're about to go racing here, folks, at Las Vegas with ECR. Thanks for watching tonight, and here we go. Green, green, green. All right, Nelson going to stay right there on the bottom. Here comes Brian Wilson to the inside of Scott Hunsinger. Not able to make it stick that time by John Cottle to the inside of John Schweikert. Looks like he may have Schweikert at the line. Schweikert's trying to fight back, but Cottle too strong. And he's not stopping there. He keeps right on going, and he's making a run here on Brian Wilson for third. Got to make your move on these new tires. Oh, and our leader out of the... Man, what a save. But Nelson Rivera getting loose coming off of turn 2, and he's going backwards.
Oh, Cottle just almost lost it too.
Cottle out.
He saves it.
That puts Hunsinger in the lead. And he leads that lap. Hopefully John Cottle's okay, but he's going to go clear to the back of the field. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I hate seeing that.
And we got another pass for the lead. Brian Wilson taking over the lead from Scott Hunsinger. And he will collect the bonus point for leading the lap. So, boy, these guys switching it up. And here comes John Schweikert. And we have a caution, folks. Oh, my, two of them getting Nelson Rivera, our points leader. No. Let's go see. It looks like he may have caught the line here. Let me back this up just a little bit. I think he caught the line here going into turn 3. You got to stay away from that white line. That's exactly what happened, and that transition to coming onto pit road really upset the feel of that car. He comes up the hill trying to chase it, gets into the side of the number 3, trying to steer out of it, and unable to do it. It looks like he's going to take out Nicole Johnson with him. Oh, no. Nicole not getting a break here, man, and serious damage on both vehicles. Oh man, Nicole she is beat up just as much as Nelson Rivera is. Not a good way to start out your race here, fellas and ladies. And it looks like a leader could possibly be bringing them all to pit road here.
For some reason, I can't review it because all three of them that were wrecked up in it were blacked out on my screen.
Wow. Well, looks like they are going to stay out here. These guys, the front one's staying out anyhow. Tough break for them too. Nobody else got caught up in it, but
yeah, I hate to see that with Nicole though.
I know, man. Well, folks can say what they want, but the old MaxSpeedTV jinx is still in full force right there. We talked to Nicole before the race, jinxed her, and she didn't do well. So beat up me. There we go. I'm just keep throwing that MaxSpeedTV jinx on all the drivers. They're not going to want to talk to me anymore, Trevor. I'm telling you.
Not if you keep that up.
No, every time I do that, these guys, when I drag them into the booth with me, they're going, "Oh God, well, I'm done." they just know that they're going to get wrecked out next time, you know. So, man, oh man.
Well, just don't pull down that number 21 car, please.
Number 21. That would be George Munger, huh?
Yeah, don't do it, please. That's the only car I got in the field right now.
Also, so far we've had a few leaders. Nelson Rivera led the very first lap of the race. After that, Scott Hunsinger led a lap, and now Brian Wardleson's been out front for 4 laps as he crosses the line. So that's been all the leaders so far in the race. First caution of the race out, folks. And you know, Trevor, that's not a good sign when you see a caution this early in the race. You usually like to see it go green, but and gosh, I don't want this to come out the wrong way. I don't want people to take it the wrong way. But as it's just the rule of thumb, and you know as well as I do that the shorter the field gets, the fewer the cautions.
Yeah, I hate that is the rule of thumb.
I know.
Especially whereas, I mean, all these guys, they race with each other 6 times a week almost.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know each other. They're a tight-knit family. This is a family. This isn't just a bunch of people, that meet up and race. I mean, they're really a family. I've witnessed firsthand this ECR bunch is a family. You race with them. They're harsh with you sometimes. But then again, something happens in, a personal thing, and everybody sticks together in hopes that whatever it is happens. You don't really see that much with people that probably never met in real life. I mean,
right.
They've only met here through the headset, your voice to my voice, but when something happens, they're all, oh man, you really feel the heartfelt. I hope everything gets better soon for you.
Yep. All right, well, we're lights are out. We're doubling up, going back racing. It looks like Brian Wardleson, our leader, is going to start on the outside. Scott Hunsinger will start on the front row on the inside.
Well, Rudy, they got some laps on the tires, and after about 2-3 laps, you really the outside lane is gonna be better off than the inside lane. So I see why the leader chose the outside there. Plus, he gets to control the restart. He doesn't have to go on green. He can go anytime after the pace car meets the pit road.
Right.
He can go. So, he's got control. He's got the outside, which is the preferred line. Watch Brian go right to the front and lead some more laps.
All right, here we go. Pace car about to head to pit road. One more time. We're going to get it going, starting on lap number 9. Pace car's in. And Brian Wodelson doesn't waste any time. He gets right on that loud pedal. Hunsinger goes right along with him. And Hunsinger to the lead on the bottom. And look at the passing we got going. Stephen Massey going for second. Well, actually for third. He tucks right up under Hunsinger.
Yeah, it didn't look like Hunsinger got. I mean, he got a great start, but it didn't look like you can really hold it on the bottom. Wow, look at Steven go through the grass.
I'm trying to catch up to him, but I can't. There he is. Good save.
He made it.
He's going to lose a lot of positions, but good save and caution out on the track again here, folks. Oh, we got a bunch of them into it here. Ron Miller. Let's go see what happened to Ron. Tough break for these guys. Oh, he caught that apron on the tri-oval, man. That's all it took right there, and he's going to go across pit road and right into the end of pit road wall there. One heck of a hit. I'll tell you, it's a good thing, Trevor, that this is a sim, because some of the hits that these guys are taking, I'll tell you, if this was real life, there'd be some serious injuries, and if not deaths. And I don't want to say that word, but I'll tell you what, man, thank gosh that these drivers are only in a sim car. This is, because it's just unbelievable, the hits that they take.
Yeah, I got a 3-screen setup behind just a stationary wheel and everything, but the one person that actually, she gets hurt is Nicole Johnson. She has one of those shaker rigs where it has all the hydraulics and everything in it, and we've had conversations with her before about how she has, she's bent over, stopped up by the track, bent over, tying her shoes, and whacked her head off of something because someone just came up and ran into her. So
Oh, man.
some of the people, in sim racing do have stuff like that, and they can get hurt. I was at the 12 Hours of Sebring, and they had one there, and it was just amazing how much you feel through one of those. That's my next investment.
Well, we got just 3 drivers stay out. That's Brian Wodelson, Scott Hunsinger, and Chuck Harrell. The rest of these guys all come to pit road. I'm not sure exactly what happened to John Schweikert, but he is still sitting on pit road. Could have been a speeding penalty there. I'm not really sure. Also, Stephen Massey still sitting on pit road. So don't know what's going on with those guys, but back up front here, Brian Wodelson still in command. Is there any way to move it? No. I can shut it off, but then you don't even know who it is that's driving. There's plenty of screen there. That's only like about 2 inches wide and about 3 inches tall out of a screen that's 24 inches wide by 10 inches tall. I can't hardly imagine that's taking up that much room, but I could take it off of there, but now you don't know who I'm watching. This is supposed to replicate the NASCAR on Fox. It's the same identical theme that they use, and they have the same graphics up there. So no, I can't really move it unless I take it off of there. They're asking in chat if I can take that off, but I can. But then you don't know who I'm following.
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything on your screen, bud. I like the way it lays out.
Well, let's see. That put a few more on pit road. Pat Russia, Ken Ron, and Ron Miller adding adding to the Nelson Rivera and Nicole Johnson on pit road, which I'm assuming they're going to be sitting there for a while trying to get that damage fixed up. If it blew the motor in them, that's a 30-minute repair itself right there.
Yep.
Sure, those pit crews are hard at work right now trying to get them cars fixed up enough to get them back out there on the track, but you know, it's going to be a while before, well, Nicole Johnson's back out on the track. Whoa, Nicole back out.
I'm glad to see that.
Yes. She's still got an awful lot of damage, and I you know, she may be just trying to see how much, how this car's going to run with that much damage. It's aerodynamically, it's not going to be worth a crap, I can tell you that. But and that does mean a lot out here. Aerodynamics does mean a lot. But she's got the lifetime car back out on the track, and she's going to be picking up a couple more positions here.
I don't mean to be sexist, but a female would have the lifetime car out there, huh?
There you go.
Well, but you still got Brian and Scott Hunsinger up front. Let's hope that they get off to a better start. Number 3 cars up front, liking to see that. You know, not a lot of people stayed out, so you're gonna have new tires versus 14 lap old tires. But 2 cautions in 14 laps. I mean, you know, they're not gonna be that far off, but it's gonna make a big difference.
Well,
I believe the first car off pit road was the 79 car of Joshua Witherspoon.
looks like Ron Miller has taken his car behind the wall. We're about to go back green. Pace car's in, and we are rolling here. Brian Wilderson. Great start. Getting a jump on his teammate there, Scott Hunsinger. Chuck Harrell now in third. Everybody behind them have been on pit road, folks. Luis Salmaso now goes into fourth as he gets around Jay Adair. And Luis on the inside of Chuck Harrell. That's the difference between 2 tires and 4 tires.
Yeah, Luis is going to the front. Watch out for him. He's going places.
Jay Adair now on the inside of Chuck Harrell, followed by Anthony Thitchner. Chuck Harrell goes way up the hill. That opened up the whole bottom of that track, and he'll fall in behind Anthony Thitchner now. And Thitchner not done yet as he gets a run on Jay Adair going into turn 3. Let's go back in the field airways. Matthew Hibbs getting passed up by Craig Sykes. Tony DeGennaro. Oh, up the hill Matthew Hibbs goes. A little early to be looking for grip up there on that high side right now, wouldn't you think, Trevor?
Yeah, I don't think that was planned, but it wouldn't be bad to lay down a little bit of rubber for later on in the night.
Well, he just lost a couple of positions right there. Justin Bland comes into 14th. He'll be the next one to try to get by Matthew Hibbs. And I think Matthew Hibbs has got it collected back together now because he's mounting a challenge here on Tony Diamond. And Michael Leiby is out on the track. Got a lot of ground to make up, but he is out on the track. He's back in 33rd position. Just got a late start, I guess.
I'm sitting here clicking through the field, and you actually have a few people flirting with that high line a little bit.
And Anthony Thitchner gets by Luis Salmaso. No. Yeah, he gets by Luis Salmaso. Anthony on the move.
He's flirting with second.
Look at this. Got a great run on Brian Wilderson now. Hasn't completed the pass just yet. He can't slide it up in front of him because Scott's right there. Scott gets a good run off of turn 2. I mean, he could have slid it up there, but boy, that would have cut the nose of Hunsinger's car off. Now he's clear and come up. So moves
Oh,
into
big
second
wreck,
place.
big wreck behind you, big wreck behind him.
I'm on it, Munger. You're
No.
yeah, Munger looks like he got into the back of the 83 there. I'm trying to follow Josh Sheets. Let's go back just a little further here and see how that all transpired. It looked like Josh Sheets might have got a little loose coming out of turn 4. I believe that's how it all started. Yeah, he got really loose coming out of turn 4 and come right up in front of Munger. And Munger gets, it's just a accordion effect from there. A lot of guys snuck through, but there
I
was
shouldn't even mention his name, that MaxSpeedTV.
No, it's that MaxSpeedTV jinx, I'm telling you. You're in the booth, so you're just, right away, you're just automatically jinxed when you join me in the booth. So, I'm kidding. Okay, back up front. Luis Salmaso takes over the lead. As a lot of these guys are coming to pit road, Anthony Thitchner and guys giving up. Finally, Scott Hunsinger coming to pit road. All right, so coming up pit road, looks like it's going to be Blake Freeman first out, AJ Scarborough second. Now, Blake only took 2 tires, so I'm not sure how that's going to happen, how that's going to work for him. It's kind of early in the race for a 2-tire change, don't you think?
Better try it now than later.
This is true. Yeah, he's got plenty of time to decide whether that'll work or not. I agree. I shouldn't even have said that.
And he was also on pit road the last time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to walk over you there, but he was on pit road last time, so
right.
You know, he is 6 or 7 laps on green flag with your left side tires. Just watch out, because I think that car's going to be a little bit loose.
Well, he's coming to pit road now anyhow, so Luis Salmaso going to stay out. Looks like Anthony Thitchner will be second. This is going to change up the whole front part of this field anyhow. But let's see if we can get one to get, who was it I wanted to drag up here and talk to?
Who don't you want to win?
Yeah, I know, but I don't want it. I don't want it to be that way. It was somebody I was going to drag up here and talk to him. Oh, yeah, Doug Hess. I want to drag him up here if I can find him.
I think he's down on one of the teams.
Yeah, I'm looking now. Yeah, there he is. He's clear at the bottom. Let's get him up here. All right, Doug Hess, you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, it's getting to the point where nobody wants to talk to me because the MaxSpeedTV jinx is in full force. But first off, I want to wish you a happy birthday, brother.
Thanks, Rudy. Yeah, I'm not worried about that jinx.
Okay.
I'm just back here. We're waiting to get halfway or towards the end.
Yeah, this is kind of unusual for ECR to have this many cautions, but this early in the race, I should say. But what do you think? What do you think's the major attribute to all this? Guys being a little impatient, or what?
From my understanding, everybody's touching the apron. Every incident involved the car getting on the apron.
That's what I've been seeing too. What can you tell these guys to kind of keep them off that apron?
Run up in that second groove. I don't know. Pay attention.
Yeah. This is true. Okay. Well, 17th place where you're starting, do you want to try to get a little closer to the front here before you get to halfway, or are you just happy riding where you're at right now?
I want to be in the very back, to tell you the truth.
Well, you're not that far from it. So.
With all these cautions, but I'm just riding until we get halfway and see how this race plays out.
Well, are we going to see a win here tonight for Doug Hess for his birthday?
Probably not. Odds aren't in my favor. I don't got a handle on this track.
Oh, man. All right. Well, good luck out there
I'll get
anyhow.
everything I got.
Good luck, brother.
Thanks.
Hey, happy birthday.
Oops, sorry about that.
Oh,
Took
you're
him
all
up
right.
too quick. All right, back up
I
front,
think
Luis
you got the happy
Salmaso.
bar.
Yeah. And he's going to be starting on the outside, and he will be in command of this race with Anthony Thitchner on the inside. And let's see, these guys usually team up together. They may go at the same time. Nope, Luis gets a good jump on Anthony. God, it was almost like Anthony was sleeping at the wheel right there.
Hey, he might have been.
He might have been, yeah, he might have been. I know last week Anthony was sick, so I'm hoping he's feeling better now. I didn't get to talk to him tonight. I come in, and next thing I know, he muted his mic, so I guess he didn't want to talk to me.
Probably watched too many of your broadcasts.
Could be. And Anthony Thitchner going to the lead, and he'll get that bonus point for leading a lap, so congrats to Anthony. And it seems like he's hooked up pretty good on that bottom, just as long as he stays away from that white line. Oh, man. That's no man's land down there. You don't want to get near that white line. Brian Wilderson, which led 18 laps earlier, now finds himself back in 5th place in dirty air. And if you notice, Luis Salmaso is going backwards pretty quick. He stayed out on them a little bit older tires, and these guys with these new tires are just driving by.
Yeah, tires are a key factor here at Las Vegas. I mean, it's not a really repaved track, but you know, it's got some wear and tear on it. And from what I heard, they brought a softer tire to Las Vegas than what they usually do. So softer tires wear out faster, low downforce, high speeds going into the corner. You know, it's gonna be, tires are a factor. I mean, that's just how it is.
I just seen Chuck Harrell wave to Luis as he went by. So the black number 3 giving him a wave saying, "See ya, gotta go."
Oh, Anthony spins. He's loose through the grass. He saved it. He's all good. He's all good.
Whew, man. That took some driving to keep that from happening, but caution is out. Let's see where the caution is. Oh, right there, the number 65 getting sideways, and that collects a couple into it. So that actually brings out the caution. Well, let's go back and take a look at it here one more time. That was, if I can find him here, give me a minute. That was Justin Bland actually getting sideways right in front of the group here. I caught him just as he was going into turn 1. And he gets pretty much sideways. When you get that much sideways in front of the group, that will bring out the caution. So, caution out on lap 30. Hunsinger up front. Well, we'll try to get a word in with somebody else here after pit stops, if these guys stop. Who do you want to talk to, Trevor?
Well, you know, there's been one person running up front. Why don't we bring in Scott Hunsinger? He's been up front almost all night, or Brian Wilderson. Them two have been the front runners. They're not pitting either.
Okay, let me see if I can find one of them in here. Let's see, Scott Hunsinger. He's got his mic muted. Well, let's drag Brian Wilderson down here then. Brian Wilderson, you got a copy?
Hey, ready?
I know we talked to you a lot, Brian, but you're up in the front a lot. But you were up there and led 18 laps. Can you get back up there in that clean air and try to lead some more?
Yeah, I think so. I got a pretty stable, solid setup underneath me, so we'll definitely be up here towards the front. I think see a lot of strategy, guys pitting on different cautions here, so we got a little bit of different tire strategies going on. You'll see guys swapping among his top 10 pretty good.
Yeah, well, Now, like you said, you're on a different pit strategy. You've only been on pit road one time. We seen somebody try 2-tire change there a little while ago, and it didn't seem to work out very good. But 4 tires definitely is going to be the key here tonight, correct?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to try to at all with the way my car feels on right now. I just don't think it's going to be very happy on 2 tires, and I probably won't even try it. So, yeah, it'll be 4 tire stops. But, I mean, if we're getting like 4-lap runs here at the beginning of the restart, you're going to see some guys decide to pitch, some guys decide to stay out. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Well, how much is the 30-mile-an-hour wind posing any kind of threat to you guys out there on the track, making the car a little acting funny?
It's causing a really big problem out of 4. Everybody's getting snapped loose. You're tight on the end sheet of 3, and then as you're coming around on 4, that wind changes and pushes on the other side of the car, and really gets snappy loose coming off of 4. So it's a handful.
Man, unbelievable! 30-mile-an-hour wind. Well, good luck out there, Brian. We'll let you get back at your desk here and do your good job. So keep up the good work, Brian, and get her to victory lane if you can.
All right, thanks, Rudy.
Yes, sir. All right. Brian Wilderson going to be restarting in 2nd place. Now, I don't know if Scott's going to decide to start on the outside or the inside, but we'll find out here in a couple minutes. If Scott does what Brian's been doing, he will start on the outside. They've been kind of teaming up here and pit strategies, pretty much using the same pit strategies and doing real well together. So we'll see how this goes. Tony DeGennaro starting 3rd. Good to see Tony up there. Chuck Harrell 4th. Tony Diamond 5th. Jay Adair 6th. Luis Almaso now back in 7th. Josh Witherspoon 8th. Justin Bland 9th. And Anthony Thitchner back into 10th place after that near a disaster spin out across the grass, mowing that front yard, man. I keep telling these guys they've got groundskeepers for that.
Yeah, but it's like Brian said, there's a snapping loose sensation coming out of 4, so watch out for that. The cause of that caution was actually the 85. He snapped loose coming out, overcorrected, and went up into the wall. So that's what they're saying that the caution was caused from. I just went back and watched it, and you can see it just snapped a little bit. And when he went down onto the flats, he was starting to ride a little bit too much, and the caution came out because of that. They say.
Okay, all right. Well, I just do the iRacing thing. I'll go control 1, and it takes me to the accident that caused the caution. And that's who it took me to. Not the one you're saying.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, if you just hit control 1, it takes you to who brought the caution out. And that's not, it was the whoever that was, I forget, whoever got loose there.
Yeah, you said it was
Josh Sheets. No, Josh Sheets.
No, that was the previous caution before.
Okay,
this
it
caution
doesn't matter.
you said
Here we go, green.
It's all right.
I don't know, that thing doesn't work 100% anyhow, so. All right. Hunsinger with a good pull away here. Brian Wilderson still staying right there on the bottom. Now ducks up underneath him. And these guys go single file back to Jay Adair. Now Jay Adair under fire by Tony Diamond. And Tony has got Luis Almaso working him over. Let's ride along with Luis here for just a minute. This looks like some pretty good racing up ahead of him. Like I said, though, everybody's kind of single file at the moment. But everybody, if you notice, everybody's got their own specific line, like you were talking, every driver drives different, Trevor, and we're seeing it right here. Luis Almaso now getting around Tony Diamond. This is gonna be interesting here if he can complete that pass. He's not gonna be able to do it. Tony holds him off at the line. Anthony Thitchner now coming alive, actually picking up a couple slots just since that start of the green flag.
Yeah, he looks like he has a rocket ship underneath his car right now.
And he comes up on the inside of Luis Almaso. Got to watch that heavy wind in turn 4. Really hard wind on turn 4, and you can see them cars, the guys are really kind of playing with the throttle a little bit. Whoa. Wow, I'll tell you what, Anthony was just about ready to go sideways. Wilderson in the lead. Chuck Harrell looking to the inside of Scott Hunsinger for second place. Going into turn 1, he does have a little bit of an advantage, but Hunsinger comes back. He gets that run off of turn 2 and holds off Chuck Harrell for now. Oh, the 43, Jay Adair taking it across the grass. So again, somebody gets the win, nipping at their heels there, coming out of turn 4. And boy, Jay Adair goes clear back to 21st before he can get back up onto the track and get back up under full speed. Big break for him, man. Good save though.
Yeah, that was a great save.
Stephen Massey, 7th place. We've seen him be really strong in recent weeks. Always up there contending for the win, and doesn't look like this week's going to be any different. He's just pacing himself right now as we are a quarter of the way through the race here, folks. 120 laps to go.
Yeah, I think they're starting to get a little bit more feel for what that wind's doing.
Sean Medling in 8th. Tony Diamond goes back to 9th place, and Brandon Simmons breaking the top 10 for the first time today.
Yeah, you got Anthony Thitchner looking below Luis again.
And he's going to take it.
It looks like he's going to get it.
Yep, he's going to get it. As long as that wind doesn't interfere with him coming off of turn 4 again.
Chuck Harrell going to 2nd. And another wreck on the front.
Trying to catch up with that thing. Yeah, Matthew Hibbs going around. Let's see what happened to him. How come I'm not going back far enough here? Let's see. We might have had a couple of them get together, maybe. Nope. Well, looks like just that wind off of turn 4 is what's playing with these guys. Man, they are all really having problems with that wind, ain't they?
Yeah, it's going to be the big factor. I thought it was going to, but I didn't think it was going to be like this.
Well, I'll tell you what, a good job by the 42 there of, I'm trying to catch up with them. Chris Turquoise missed him, took it out across the grass. Doesn't hit anything, but good job missing Matthew Hibbs there. That was a really close call by him.
Yeah, and Hibbs, he's gonna be out for a little while here. He blew up.
Oh man. Well, looks like we've got a couple more out of the race. Craig Sykes and John Cottle take a behind the wall. And the leader bringing them all to pit road, Brian Wilson.
Yeah, it's about that time. Oh, a couple people stayed out. 32 stayed out.
Yep, Brandon Simmons. He wants to get that bonus point. Well, every available point you can get, you know, I mean, it's early in the season, but, you know, they all add up to the end of the season, Trevor.
That is true.
All right, looks like Wilderson going to be out first.
Yep. Then the 3, 52, 22, 87, 88, 6.
Yep, Chuck Harrell out second. Scott Hunsinger third. Tony DeGennaro fourth. Anthony Thitchner out fifth. But Brandon Simmons stays out to lead a lap. Now let's see if these guys come to pit road. They're dropping to the bottom like they're going to, but that doesn't really mean they're going to. I think it would be highly beneficial if they did.
Yeah, you had a pretty good run there. If they don't, they're just going to get swallowed up by everybody else that came in. You know, and it's kind of like Douglas has said, he just wants to ride around in the back. Right now, it's kind of looking like if you're riding around back there, you know, kind of like Daytona, you can miss the crashes and come back up to the front later on in the race.
Well, Brian Wilson will retake the lead here on lap 45. Let's take a look at the race summary here this time. This is caution number 5, folks, for 18 laps, and we've had 8 lead changes so far tonight. Mark Bratcher takes it behind the wall as well. We've lost a few guys out there and ladies tonight. Nelson Rivera, Ron Miller, Ken Ron, John Cottle, Craig Sykes, George Munger, and Mark Bratcher. Michael Leiby out on the track, 14 laps down, but he is picking up some positions. He does stay out ahead of these guys, try to get one of them laps back. He does take the iRacing way by. And he picks up one more position from Mark Bratcher, now goes into 27th. Well, everybody's doubled up, lights are out, and we're going back green this time by.
Yeah, watch Anthony. I think he's going to pick up some few spots here.
Okay, pace car heads in. And Brian right on the loud pedal. So's his teammate Scott Hunsinger. They kind of really slipped that one in on Chuck Harrell. Anthony Thitchner now going to the inside of Chuck Harrell for third place. And here comes Stephen Massey as well, following Thitchner around, trying to use that draft or whatever he can to try to help pull him by Chuck Harrell. Thitchner not giving up. Hunsinger comes right down in front of Thitchner to slow up his progress, and Thitchner loose again. Boy, that wind's got to be something else, man. I'm telling you. I don't think I would have raced with the wind that high. That would have, man, I'll tell you what, the race it's been horrible with that wind. I know that's what these guys deal with in real life, though. That's the way it is.
Just imagine. I mean, we're sitting here watching these guys do it, and they were having to fight that in real life. And
yeah,
you know, here it stays to the northeast. That's what it's set at. But you know, in real life, you get a wind change or it's not blowing constantly 30 miles an hour in real life. So, you know, you drive in the corner one time, it's going to be like this, but then the next time it's, you know, it's going to be totally different. So
Chuck Harrell to the inside of Hunsinger. Hasn't completed the pass yet. Stephen Massey watching this. Riding along with Stephen Massey here, and he's watching this out his windshield to see which one he wants to follow, and he's going to tuck in behind Chuck Harrell, and Harrell gets a good run that time off of the turn and does beat Scott Hunsinger to the line. Massey he's not giving up right there, man. He is going to go for the gusto. And he gets around Hunsinger as well and goes into third. Schweikert makes a move up on the high side. Gets a run on Tony DeGennaro. Boy, and he just drove around that outside like it was nothing.
yeah, it's about that time to start seeing Schweikart run up to the front.
Yeah, he's back up to fifth after that restart. He picked up a lot of positions already.
Oh, 3 got loose.
And that's all it takes sometimes for these guys to make a small mistake like that. Well, that opened the door up. Schweikert gets by. Massey gets by. And now Hunsinger. He's got to back off and cool them tires down just a little because I'm sure they got pretty hot on that sliding. He got slideways.
He did get slideways.
Luis Almaso now in 6th place. As he drives around the outside of Tony DeGennaro, Sean Medling following right along with him. And here comes AJ Scarborough. This is the closest we've seen AJ to the front. He was the points leader before last week and did not have a good race last week at all and lost that points lead. Tough break for AJ, but he's trying to make it up this week. And maybe we're going to finally get into some green flag racing here, Trevor.
Well, don't jinx it now.
Nope. Well, we got the two Tonys together. Tony DeGennaro and Tony Diamond. We've seen them two together a lot. You know, I mean, they were together the last couple of weeks here. They were racing around each other quite a bit. Right there, Jay Adair getting sideways. And man, what a job he did of saving that. That thing broke loose really bad. He's going to lose a lot of positions, but good save.
Yeah, I think these guys are going to be happy to go to Martinsville.
Oh, I'll bet, yeah. Ken Worley, 12th place. Now, we were talking, Brandon Simmons was up there in the lead here a little while ago, and now he's back in 17th position as he gets around the outside of Jay Adair. Chris Turquoise, 18th. And it looks like Matthew Hibbs is on pit road still. But Michael Leiby picks up another position. Oh, we've got more spinning on the track. And that would be Blake Freeman. And I see a lot of smoke coming out of that car. Let's see what happened to Blake here while they're still under green. I'm going to think, spinning coming out of turn 4. Kicks him automatically to the outside wall. And I think the engine let go on him right there. But no caution. He come back up onto the track. No caution. So he'll be going to pit road to get that looked after. In the meantime, back up front, we got Brian Wilderson, Stephen Massey, and John Schweikert. And I don't want to forget about Chuck Harrell, because Chuck Harrell's right there, 4th place, watching this in the Good Rent Chevrolet. Oh, Dale Earnhardt paint scheme. Cool looking car.
Yeah, I like that number 3. But yeah, back to the Blake Freeman part. It just looked like the way that he hit that right front. That's right where the we got the 3 going to the pit road.
Yep.
Already.
Yeah, boy, he broke off real fast there, and when it was almost too fast to be going into the turn like that. He's given up a lot of track position, but he gets her woed down at the line. But in the meantime, Brian Wodelson, Steve, and Massey looking to the bottom. This will be for the lead. Stephen Massey's yet to lead a lap. Let's see how he does here coming off of turn 4. Now he's got to deal with that push from the wind. I don't think he's going to hold off Brian at the line. No, Brian Wodelson will lead that lap at the line. And we have a caution. Oh, right there we got guys slideways coming into turn. Into pits. Let's go take a look here. I'm on Josh Witherspoon. That's who it took me to, but I don't think, like I said, I don't know if he was the actual one. It looked like it was. Nope, right there. Right there we got 2 of them that got together. Yep. Let's see, that would have been Justin Bland. Looks like he lost it coming into turn 3. And once he got down on that white line, the car already was sideways a little bit. And he was really trying to steer out of it. And he comes up into the 14. And that kicks him up. And now he continues on here. Looks like he's going to collect the 43.
Yeah, he collected the 43
Yep.
and then the 42.
Oh, man. So Justin Bland bringing out the caution here on lap 63. And it looks like the leaders bringing them all to pit road. We're getting ever so closer to the halfway mark here, folks. About 16 laps away from the halfway point. Well, we're going to try to see if we can't find somebody else to talk to here. How about
bring down Schweikart?
Well, I was going to say Josh Sheets. Let me talk to him. We'll catch Schweikart here in a little bit. I'm waiting to see when Josh comes off the pit road. Okay, he is off. Josh Sheets, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing today?
Hey, we're doing good. How's your day going for you?
It was the track's changing, and with every single restart, I'm having trouble calibrating the way I drive, so I can accumulate the way the car reacts to the foot pedals. It's just too much science for this country boy.
Well, we were talking about the wind in turn 3 and 4. How much is that affecting you coming out of turn 4?
It's affecting a great deal. It seems a lot of people's having trouble on the low line in 3 and 4. It seems like the wind is pushing them into the little piece of apron, and it's causing a lot of spinning.
Well, you got a little bit of damage on the back of your car. How did you get that?
Earlier in the race, I got a little sideways, and the guy behind me, he had nowhere to go, and he decided he wanted to push me on around.
All right. Well, are you able to maybe break the top 10 today? I mean, that little bit of damage, I think you're getting a little bit fixed up each time you pit, aren't you? And are you going to be able to get closer to the front?
Yeah, I have a car capable of a top 10 finish. I don't know if I can get up there with those guys in the top 5, but I'm going to surely try. I was in top 10 earlier, but I just wasn't prepared of that turn 4.
Well, give her the country boy try, Josh. I know you will, brother. It's always good to see you out there racing with these guys and having a good time. Just be careful with that turn 4 win because it's been a nail biter tonight, boy. But keeping these guys right on the edge of their seats. But good luck out there, Josh, and maybe we'll talk to you in the top 10 later.
Yes, sir. Thank you for broadcasting this for us today. Hope we put on a good show for you.
Sure thing. All right, looks like Josh is going to come to pit road one more time here, or no, maybe not. I don't know what he's doing here. I guess he's got to let some cars go by. All right, back up front, Brian Wilderson. Let's see if the lights are out yet. No, but I think they're about to be. We got a couple of cars that did get wave bys, Chris Surcoys and Chuck Harrell. They will get the wave by, the iRacing wave by, and get caught up to the tail end of the field. Nicole Johnson back out there on the track is up to 22nd position. So good job by Nicole. Pat Russia in 25th and Michael Leiby 26th. So these guys are picking up more positions. Jay Adair taking his car behind the wall. Yes, sir. Slideways. That's a Scott Brunson term there. Slideways. All right, here we go, folks. Hunsinger and Wilderson on the front row again. We're gonna get a word in with Schweikert next time here. All right, pace cars in, and Wilderson on that gas. Green, green, green. Well, I'll tell you what, Schweikert is staying right there on the bumper of Brian Wilderson. He's not giving up, man. He has really got the hammer down now.
Yeah, watch him go to the front.
Ooh, man. He's taking a look. He's taking a look. If that wind doesn't bother him, he may have him at the line. Wilderson, Schweikert, and I believe Schweikert did lead that lap, yes. So he will get a bonus point for the first time today. Oh, a little roughness right there in the turn. And boy, that really slowed up John's progression. So he'll have to duck in behind Brian Wilderson right now. Boy, I seen that whole car just jumped on him. That roughness in 1 and 2 is, man, that's bad on that bottom.
Yeah, it gets a bit nut down there.
Yeah, that's why I think I see a lot of these guys are riding up about 1 lane off at the bottom where it's not quite so rough. Well, you'd think that they could make these tracks, in real life, you'd think they could make them a whole lot smoother than what they do. We have the technology to do that, I mean, I understand the ground settles and, there's that pavement gets just pounded on by these cars. But still, man, there's no reason for them tracks to be as rough as they are.
As being a sim racer myself, I like the better, the age tracks. It brings out the driver more than, the newer ones where it's not as rough and eating up the tires. Who can hang on to the tires? Who can make the adjustments for the track? Who can handle the bumps best? I mean, that's what I like to see, even on here or even in real life. I think the better races come from the older tracks.
Yeah, and you know, I agree because it does give it, I guess what you'd want to call it, characteristic. You know, and every track has its own characteristic about it, whether it's rough or a tight turn or a line that you don't want to get near. You know, that white line, which pretty much falls into almost every track's case. But there's a few of them that if you do kind of use that white line to your advantage, it will help you turn. But most tracks, nah, you want to stay as far away from that line as you can stay. Massey all over the back of Brian Wilderson now, with John Schweikert in the lead. John leads his third lap of the race. And Sean Medling, fourth place. Look at Sean. I'm glad to see him up there doing that good. Anthony Thitchner breaking the top 5 again, as he comes up on Sean Medling, and Sean kind of moving up the hill a little bit there. They're slow up Anthony. Hunsinger in 6th, Luis Salmaso 7th, Tony Diamond 8th, Tony DeGennaro 9th. Didn't I tell you those two Tonys are always together?
They're the mirror Tonys.
Yep. And Kurt Quist breaking out the top 10. This is the closest he's been to the front today. Okay, I got to step away for 1 quick second. I will be right back.
10-4. I've never had to have one of those.
Oh man, my back is bad. Oh, really bad. We can talk about that after the race. John Schweikert continuing to lead up front, as Brian Wilderson has led 51 laps so far in this race, folks, the most of anybody. And now he's chasing John Schweikert to try to regain that lead.
I've been watching Schweikart the past few laps, and he's been running the middle lane of 1 and 2, and then the bottom of 3 and 4. As I say that, he goes and runs the very top lane of 3 and 4.
I was just going to say that.
You know, which I'm wondering if that's because of the wind.
Could be, yeah. I think these guys are all looking for some way to get away from that wind posing a big problem to them, you know, and there now, see, he dropped it right down on the bottom there that time. But boy, if you notice, that car got awful wiggly going into turn 3 by him doing that.
Yeah, but from what I've heard, Schweikart likes this car to be loose.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I'm not really worried about him spinning it coming out of one of the corners.
Yeah, you know, if he does, it's really bad, you know. Well, I was trying to see who that was right there. Can't make out who that was.
That's the 03 of Ken Ron.
Okay, that was Ken Ron that he come up on. Okay.
And that's where the 3 screens come into play.
Yep. Oh, Nelson Rivera back out on the track. 28th place. Good deal. Well, you know, he's got to try to pick up as many positions as he can to not to lose too many points on that lead. He comes up on Nicole Johnson there. They are nowhere even in the vicinity of being on the same lap together. She's in 21st, 6 laps down, and Nelson is in 28th, 41 laps down. So I'm going to just take a guess and say Nelson must have had a blown engine and had to sit there and get that fixed up, because it's still got an awful lot of damage to the car.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that had motor problems because of all them accidents.
Yep. Ken Worley, 14th. Ken started 32nd today and is running up in 14th, so he's chopped the field in half according to him, and he has kept his car pretty clean today. Exide Chevrolet doing good. I wonder if his son still watches from the party porch. They used to tune in every night and watch him race where I used to broadcast, and they'd be partying it up in the background and chatting and stuff with us and having a good old time, but I haven't seen them in chat in a long time. They come
Who
up
is
on Ken Worley's son.
Oh, Temple.
Yeah, him and a bunch of his buddies would they'd be out. Apparently, they watched out on the porch or something. Had a TV out on the porch, and they all sat around and had a few beers and watched Dad race. You know, and, and cheered him on. Heck yeah, man! Don't get no better than that. You know. So.
No, I did the 24-hour race, iRacing, in the 12-hour, and my parents were actually at another place watching me go around the racetrack. So
that's cool.
Family will stick around when you do something like this.
Yes, sir.
Some of us, this is the closest thing we're gonna get to being able to do something like this.
Yeah, I'll never be able to get in a real car, and of course I don't even race anymore. I just, with my back the way it is, I can't go out here and turn I couldn't even imagine running 160 laps here. Now, you know, before I got hurt 6 years ago, heck yeah, I wouldn't even have thought nothing of it, you know, but not the way I am anymore. I don't even think I could sit here 50 laps. I mean, I'm moving a lot. I'm squirming in my chair. And when you're sitting here with that gas pedal and your brake and on your steering wheel on both hands, you can't be squirming in your chair, you know.
Yeah, right.
Well, Stephen Massey second place, but he is 1.2 seconds behind the leader, John Schweikert, and we have a caution. Oh, a couple of them get together. Luis Elmaso looks like he gets a little hook job there. Let's go take a look. He goes into turn 3 here, and I don't think he had quite the speed he was hoping for, and he got really loose. And along come Tony DeGennaro with no place to go and got into the back of Luis. It's just one of them deals, and just a minimal damage on Luis's car, just a little bit of a dent in the back corner. But believe the good thing about that is don't look like anybody else got into him or he didn't hit the wall. So he'll be all right. He'll live to race again. All right, Schweikert waiting on the pace car here, I believe. Yep, pace car coming up behind him before he'll be able to come to pit road here. And we are just a little past halfway, folks, so lots of racing to come here at ECR Gen 6 Series at Las Vegas tonight. This has been a pretty good race. A lot of cautions, but actually good racing considering the weather conditions here. This is caution number 7. And Schweikert brings them all to pit road. I'm going to get up and stretch a little bit here while these guys are coming on pit road.
Yeah, I'm going to go do a pit stop of my own and get a drink, bud. I'll be right back.
All right, we're back, and Josh Witherspoon stays out, but he's going to come to pit road here, I believe. Nope, he is going to stay out to lead a lap. Sorry about that, folks. I had to get up and stretch my legs. Whew. Man, with this back the way it is, I just really was in a lot of agony right there for a minute. I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna be right back in a second here.
Yep.
I'm gonna change it out and go back to 3 screens. For some reason, it just went to 1. And I don't need to look anywhere else anymore, so.
Okay. See, I couldn't do what I do with it on mine on 3 screens. I couldn't do what I do. You can't broadcast and have everything open that I have open with my 3 screens covered with all iRacing. You know, there's no way I could do it. Can only have iRacing on 1 screen.
Yeah, I guess that's the beauty of just being in the booth and not running the booth.
Yep. See, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things open right now, besides iRacing.
Wow.
So, you know, I mean, where would I put all that if I had iRacing covering 3 screens?
Yeah, but I mean, you got a chat open, you got,
Yeah.
you know, you got a lot of stuff open,
Oh, yeah.
which is really cool for the viewers to be able to sit here and talk with.
Yep. Well, that's going to give the lead back up to John Schweikert, as Josh Witherspoon did get the lead a lap, so he'll collect a bonus point. And this puts Schweikert back in the lead. Stephen Massey second. Anthony Thitchner third. Brian Wodelson, which has led to most laps tonight, he'll be restarting fourth. Sean Medling fifth. And Scott Hunsinger sixth. Schweikert electing to start on the bottom. Brand new tires, pretty much can do it. You can start about anywhere you want, you know. But if you got, you know, a little bit older tires, sometimes the guys do like to start just on the high side, just to make sure that nobody can pass them before they get to that line. A lot of people don't realize if you are on the inside, somebody can pass you on the outside. That is legal, okay? But if they are on the inside of you, they cannot gain a position ahead of you before the white line, or before the start finish line. I'll get it.
One of these times.
All right, here we go. Pace car's in, and there goes Schweikert. Massey right with him. Anthony Thitchner trying to get a good run here, and he's going to clear Brian Wodelson going into turn 1, but he will take up third. Sean Medling to the inside of Scott Hunsinger for 5th place. Hunsinger going to hold on to it for now. Got somebody down on the apron there. Who was that? Matthew Hibbs on the apron. He's back in 28th, but he's 50 laps down. Looks like he's just out there trying to pick up some track position. He's not completely up to 100% speed, but... All right, Thitchner goes to second as he gets around Stephen Massey. Anthony Thitchner, 3/4 of a second behind the leader right now. And we're about to have 94 laps in the books here, folks, in just a second. And boy, look at the distance John Schweikert has put ahead. And Anthony Thitchner gets loose again. That just cost him 2 places on the track. Dang, I just barely caught it out of my peripheral vision, and I couldn't get back there quick enough. But Stephen Massey goes back into second. Brian Wodelson third. Now Brian pulls out into turn 3, and boy, this is a bad place to do it with that wind coming off of turn 4. But boy, he hangs right onto it pretty tight right here. Into turn 1, he gets a good enough run. It looks like he's going to clear Massey. He does, and now Massey tries the old crossover. Massey comes right back to the bottom and goes underneath Brian Wilderson to try to retake that lead, or the second place. And he gets a little squirrely coming off of turn 4, and Wilderson will hold him off at the line. And he's just not going to be able to get that run to complete that pass. Not the run like Brian Wilderson did. We'll try to get somebody up here to talk to him next time under caution, if we have another caution. Tony DeGennaro in 7th. Brandon Simmons in 8th place. And AJ Scarborough continuing to work his way closer to the front in 9th. Ken Worley breaking the top 10 today.
Oh, look at Schweikart with that lead, though.
Oh, yeah. He's got 3/4 of a second lead over Brian Wilderson right now. He's out there in that clean air, Trevor, and you know what that clean air does for you.
Adds horsepower.
Yes, it does. I mean, you got nobody up there dirtying up the air. He's got nobody challenging him right now. He can run his own line, and he can use the whole track as much as he needs to. He could take it to the bottom and let it drift up to the top, and he's finding something up there on the high side, or he's searching for something up there on the high side in turn 4, anything to help him with that wind that they're having trouble with. 30-mile-an-hour wind, folks, in turn 4. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a tight-knit pack there from Wilderson back to DeGennaro. Or, yeah, Wilderson. Almost said Wild Asian.
That's his nickname. That's what they call him, Wild Asian. Seriously.
No, yeah, I know. That's why I almost said it.
Yep, he's been called that before. Well, he closed that gap up to a half a second on John Schweikart, so he is coming.
Yeah, I believe it was last time turn 4, Schweikart got a little bit loose there. Had to save it.
Yeah, and that's something we don't usually see, is Schweikart getting loose, but good save though, and he hangs on to the lead.
Got Massey looking under Brian.
He took a look there for a minute, didn't he? You know, we see Stephen Massey up there every week, and he's challenging for somewhere along in that lines. He leads laps here and there. He hasn't led any laps yet today. But we still got lots of racing to go here, man. 57 to go at the line. I would not discount him by saying he's not going to lead any laps today, because I honestly do believe that he will, before the end of this race, lead some laps.
You know, there's only one lap that counts on leading.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's the one that gives you the most points, and that's the one that takes you to victory lane. All right, Justin Bland back in 12th, followed by Luis Almaso. And Josh Witherspoon and Kurt Quist battling side by side. Boy, they are really fighting that 30-mile-an-hour wind in turn 4, I can tell you. These cars are all over the place when they come out of turn 4. Josh Witherspoon does go into 14th as he gets around Kurt Quist. Doug Hess, the birthday boy, back here in 16th. The birthday boy. Happy birthday, Doug. I was really kind of hoping that he'd get up there and possibly pull out a win tonight. Boy, wouldn't that be a beautiful birthday present?
Oh, yeah. It's always fun to win on your birthday.
Oh, yeah. Maybe these guys would kind of just pull over and let him go and let him win for his birthday. You think? Nah, they wouldn't do that.
Probably not.
Nah, probably not. Matt Moritz in 17. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. The last one on the lead lap, Chris Serkoids. Got a little damage on his car from an earlier altercation there. The number 10 driving by him, that's Matthew Hibbs. Matthew's 49 laps down right at the moment. Ken Ron back out on the track with a heavy damage on his car.
Yeah, he's looking like he went out and bought one of them Tour Modifieds that iRacing had and brought it out today.
Yes, sir, it does. That's what I seen a race last night that the cars looked like that. A couple of them, they looked just exactly like that. Only the back end was missing too, so they were even shorter.
Oh, there you go.
Man, they really looked like a modified. Well, I'll tell you what, Schweikert's got major company up here, and I know he knows how to handle it. These guys have raced together for a long time, so I know there's a lot of respect for each other going on right now. And, you know, I know Brian doesn't want to put himself in a position where he would take both of them out. But, you know, and Schweikert, he feels the same way. You know, he would never do anything to take Brian out. They're just going to really try to just run some laps down here. Looks like Brian did back off just a little bit there and give John a little more room.
After John got loose there, he just kind of backed his pace up, saved some tires, let the tires cool back down. I was wondering, you know, how close Brian was going to get before John put it back in the fourth gear.
Yeah, he's pulling back away now, 3/10 of a lead. Back to 6th place here, 1 second between first and 6th.
Oh, Massey hit the wall hard.
Uh-oh.
On the front straight. At least that's what it looked like on my screen. I don't know if it was on yours, but
I didn't see it. Well, if he did, it's a good save. Well, let's put Hunsinger on the outside of Sean Medling now, as he's trying to make something happen on that high side. He could be searching for some grip up there. Anthony Thitchner really backed off the throttle there. Whoa, man, that slowed up Hunsinger and Medling a lot. And Anthony goes back to 6th place now. He must not like the way that car felt coming out of turn 2, or it just got a big gust of wind right there or something, because
yeah, he got.
Whoa.
I'm sorry to cut you. He got loose in between 1 and 2 and just had to let out to save it.
Well, back up front here, Wilderson still trying to run down Schweikert, now down to 2/10 of a second. Stephen Massey, Sean Medling did get by Hunsinger as they go around the number 4 there, Nicole Johnson. Nicole in 21st position, 5 laps down. With a car pretty much looks like a modified. And she's running real well. I'll tell you what, she's making the best of what she's got out there, doing a great job.
She's got to pick up every point she can. She's in the driver's points over here in the Cup Series.
AJ Scarborough, he's in the top 10. He was a little closer to the front earlier. Now finds himself in 9th, but not out of it yet. He comes up on, looks like Brandon Simmons right ahead of him. Looks to the bottom. Inside, Brandon Simmons coming out of turn 4. They're side by side. And he is going to get Brandon at the line. Brandon goes back to 9th. AJ up to 8th. Josh Witherspoon, I've seen him do this many, many times, texting and driving. He's texting in chat and driving out there on the track, running in 11th. Now that's what you call multitasking deluxe right there. Doing 190 plus mile an hour and texting.
Yeah.
I've seen them do it many, many times though. I know there's a couple of people that can do that. They're actually typing to you in chat while they're racing. I'm like, wow, how do you do that and stay focused, you know?
Yeah, I can't do it.
Nope, me neither.
That's why I got the radio button.
I have a hard enough time walking and chewing gum at the same time. I'm kidding.
I can't pat my head and rub my belly at the same time.
No.
I end up rubbing my belly or rubbing my head and patting my belly.
Yep. Well, Schweikert just can't shake Brian Wilderson. And I'm not so sure as if he really wants to right now. He might be just kind of, like you said, just kind of saving them tires. He's just staying ahead without pushing that car beyond burning the tires up, you know. Now, they've been out here for a pretty good long green flag run. I was going to look and see when they were on pit road last. Give you a rundown here in just a minute. Let's see, John Schweikert was on pit road last on lap 88. So they're going to be looking at pit stops here before too much longer.
Yeah, 55 just made a green flag pit stop, and I believe the 22 just made a green flag stop. I think the 3 has made a green flag stop.
Yep, Anthony Thitchner on pit road now too. That's going to be a 4-tire change, and he's out of there. He'll come back out in 15th place, a lap down. As the leaders continue to go around, Stephen Massey giving up his position. Now he's on pit road. It'll be a 4-tire change for Stephen Massey.
I think the 52's heading a pit.
And he's away. He'll come back out 14th. First car a lap down.
5 cars coming in the pit. The 32 is going to join him.
And Brian Wilderson now challenging John Schweikert for that lead. These guys have stayed out there just long enough that they pulled away from third place Scott Hunsinger by 3.8 seconds now. This is where, you know, you're kind of like to the point, Trevor, and you know as well as I do that, you know, you kind of stay focused on how the car feels, and you've followed it through the tire fall off, okay, and the fuel usage, and the back of the car has gotten lighter and everything. Okay, now when you come in and get them new tires, you can't just go out there and drive it like you were just driving them on them older tires. You know, the first couple laps, you got to really kind of take it easy. You get a little heat build up in them tires. Then after that, then you can start picking your pace back up, you know. But when you first come out there on them new tires, it's altogether different than what you just came in, off the track with.
Oh, it's night and day difference. It's amazing sometimes, depending on how long the green flag run was that you were just on, and then you come out and you're like, whoa, you know.
Yep. Well, Brian Wilderson just took over the lead, adding to the most laps led tonight. And this time by, actually, him and Schweikert got the same exact amount of laps led. Now Wilderson just beat him by 1 lap, so he's got 53. Schweikert's got 52. So pretty much pure domination by them two out there tonight.
13's coming to pit this time.
Yep, here he comes. Schweikert will retake the lead, but Wilderson heading for pit road, and we're right on top of it.
I would bet that Schweikert's going to be right behind him here soon.
Yeah, you don't want to stay out too awful long when somebody like that's been up there with you pits. You need to pit on the next lap, because
and he is coming to pit this time.
Yeah, they will just eat you for lunch. Yep, John Schweikert coming to pit road. Let's see what Brian Wilderson does, and then we'll get over here to John Schweikert.
4 tires.
4 tires and a full tank of Sunoco fuel. John Schweikert coming into his pit stall. This should put them right back out pretty close to about the same place they were when they come in pit road. So once they cycle around here. Now it's going to be just a matter of who made the quickest pit stop, who didn't make any mistakes, who hit pit road the quickest. Okay, Schweikert with a 14.3 second pit stop compared to Brian Wilderson's 15-second even pit stop. So there's a big difference right there between John Schweikert and Brian Wilderson. But Brian Wilderson does get by John Schweikert by a whole lot. Just that much quicker out there on the track. Josh Witherspoon out here in the lead. Kurt Quist second, Doug Hess third, Sean Medling fourth, and Stephen Massey fifth right now. And these guys have all got to come to pit road. Well, Stephen Massey was on pit road just before Brian Wilderson and them the guys were. So Witherspoon's got about almost 11-second lead over second place Kurt Quist. And Stephen Massey did get back on the lead lap as he passed up Josh Witherspoon with those newer tires. Whoa, Josh Witherspoon. Whoa. Brian Wilderson gets by and goes back on the lead lap. That was pretty close right there because Josh Witherspoon tried to move out of the way. He seen Brian was coming, knew he was faster. And boy, I'll tell you what, they went 3 wide there for just a couple of seconds. Now we're waiting to see John Schweikert. He's coming up through next. He'll be the next one to try to get by Josh Witherspoon. Anthony Thitchner getting by. And John Schweikert gets by.
Wow, it was crazy how they caught up to that 85.
Yeah.
Right after he passed the 87, he got passed back by.
Yep.
Is the number 6 in the lead?
No. No, he's in 5th.
I'm pretty sure after Green's flag pit stops, I think the 6 car is going to be the leader once the cycle goes through. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he will be. Not by much, though, because Wilderson's right there closing up on Stephen Massey right now, and Wilderson's got just a couple of lap newer tires, and Wilderson's been pretty fast. So I don't know how much longer Massey's going to be able to hold off Wilderson. But yeah, we'll see.
Give it a lap, if that.
Yeah, Wilderson's already looking to the inside now of Massey. And when this cycles out, I believe it is going to be Wilderson in the lead. Yeah. So So even though Schweikert had a much faster pit stop, like 3/4 of a second faster pit stop, which is a lot on pit road. That's
Oh,
wow. That's like about 4 or 5 pit stalls, or maybe more, about 6 pit stalls going down pit road. You know, that 3/4 of a second. But he is going to come out way behind. Man, I just can't believe that he's a couple of seconds behind Brian Whittleson. We're still waiting to see when Witherspoon is going to come to pit road. He's awful slow out there on the track right now, so it looks like he's coming down. Yep, he's going to come in now. So Josh Witherspoon giving up the lead here to come to pit road. He's probably stayed out just a little bit longer than he should have, but he's going to have newer tires coming down toward the end of this race. So, you know, you can kind of look at it both ways of that. Kurt Quist leads his first lap of the race as he takes over the lead. Doug Hess in second. Sean Medling third, and Brian Whittleson now moves up to fourth. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, they're going to have to make a NASCAR rule here in ECR and pull the phones from the guys. They're not allowed to have phones while they're driving. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. The Kozlowski rule. I like that. That's good.
Hey, he got a bunch of fans on Twitter because of that.
Yep. Well, Doug Hess gets passed up here by Brian Whittleson. Brian Whittleson goes into third. As Kurt
And he's
Quist.
only a couple seconds off of Kurt.
Yep. Yes, sir. He is closing really quick here. Now, these guys are in a lot of lap traffic. John Schweikert is really in a bunch of lap traffic here. He did get around Josh Witherspoon. Now, Josh come off of pit road, would be the first car a lap down, and he's back in 16th, just behind John Schweikert. Brian Whittleson takes over the lead as he passes up Sean Medling. Medling didn't even get the chance to stay out there and lead one lap. Doggone it.
Yeah, Schweikart's on the move though right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's closed that gap up. He's down to less than a second behind Whittleson. So he's driving that car harder than he's drove it all race. Now that Brian Whittleson's got clear of a lot of lap traffic though, we'll see maybe if he might be able to pull away here a little bit. I don't know. Schweikert going for second, looks inside Sean Medling.
And got loose.
Yep, not able to do it right there. Just that disturbance around them cars when you're doing that, man, it's just something else, ain't it?
Yeah, it gets crazy. Driving these new Gen 6 cars with the low downforce. It's when you're on these high speed tracks, you know, you don't only get the air off of the front, but it kind of seems like the air comes off the back more than it does anything else.
Yep. Well, Schweikert does finally make it the second time around there. He did go into the turn a little bit better, had a little bit better run at it, and passes up Sean Medling for second place, put Sean back to third.
But he lost almost a half a second in getting around Sean.
Yeah. Yep.
To Brian.
Yeah, it cost him a little bit. Anthony Thitchner, top 5.
But he ran a tenth faster that last lap, so I think Schweikart has the fastest car out there on track right now, just if he can save it. But 55, I reckon.
There it is, and that's going to change everything. Scott Hunsinger going around. right in front of traffic. Let's go see what happened to Scott here. This is going to change up everything right now.
Yeah.
And boy, that thing just broke loose on him going into turn 1. It just completely broke loose on him, went right around. And boy, that
It looks like the 79 is going to be the lucky dog.
Well, let's see.
It's a good thing that Kurt Quist and I think Sean Medling was out there on old tires.
It looks like Brian Whittleson's going to bring them all to pit road. I don't think these guys can afford not to. I mean, do you stay out? Do you not? You almost have to come to pit road.
I don't think I would stay out unless I just hit pit road and I'm trying to get my wave around.
Right.
But with 16 or so laps left, 20, maybe 26 if my math is right, 27. Gonna have about 23 or so green flag laps to the end. I'd want 4 fresh tires on it.
No, 15 laps to go.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Well, I'm thinking Brian Whittleson, yeah, he will get out first. Now, I'm not sure who got out. Looks like Stephen Massey beat Schweikert off of pit road. If I was looking at it correctly there, I believe he did, but...
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so Schweikert will come out third. Anthony Thitchner fourth. Sean Medling fifth. AJ Scarborough sixth. Tony DeGennaro 7th, Brandon Simmons 8th, Josh Witherspoon 9th, and Ken Worley 10th. Polygamy.
Justin Bland is showing back on the lead lap, but I don't think
he's
ahead. I don't think he
is.
I think that's just because he's ahead of the leaders.
Yeah, he'll get the iRacing wave by him and let's see, Chris Turquoise, Tony Diamond, Chuck Harrell, and Doug Hess. They'll get the iRacing wave by, and I'll be back on the lead lap. So Chuck Harrell will be the last one on the lead lap. But I think he just gave that up and came to pit road.
Yeah, he did go to pit road.
Yep. So Doug Hess will be the last one on the lead lap.
Oh, hopefully this birthday boy gets to complete all 161 laps.
Yeah, cool. Well, time to talk to somebody. Let's see if we can get a word in with... how about we... who was it you wanted to talk to? John Schweikert. Let's see if we can get a word in with John Schweikert here.
Or Anthony Thitchner.
Well, you got to make up your mind. John Schweikert, right. You got a copy?
Yeah, buddy, what's going on?
Well, you've had some pretty good runs up there. It's been pretty good battling with Brian Whittleson. You guys kind of like nip and tuck for the most laps led tonight. Do you have the winning car? I guess that's my question.
I don't know. It's going to be tough. If we don't have a caution, I mean, it's just going to have to be... My only shot is to get that outside on him. I'm a hell of a lot faster through 3 and 4 on the outside of him. I think, but I honestly don't know, man. I'm just going to give it hell and see what happens. If we bring the steering wheel home, we'll call it a success. If we bring the checkered flag home, it's a success. This is just a really hard race with the weather the way it is.
Yeah, that was my next question. Tell me about that weather coming out of turn 4.
It's just snap loose, and I mean it's unpredictable because the way it's so cold and 30-mile-an-hour wind and overcast. It's so unpredictable. Everybody's got their hands full, and I mean I know we've had some yellows, but it's just really I can't explain how hard it is to drive these cars. We're all in the same boat here.
I'll bet. All right, well, good luck out there, John. It looks like at least a podium finish for you tonight, if not a win.
We'll give it hell and see what we can do.
All right, good luck. Okay, let's see what. Ooh, I hit the wrong button here. Brian Wilson is going to be starting on the outside of Stephen Massey. He'll be in charge of this start. Going to be 12 to go at the line, Trevor. Have we seen the last of the cautions? That was a good long green flag run all the way from about lap 88.
I don't want to jinx them, but we just might. I mean, we got some people that are going to be pushing real hard here, and green flag's about to drop. You know, anticipation's going up, so.
There you go. Brian Wilson didn't even waste a second, man. He was right on that gas.
Yeah, he said, I got to get away from that number one car.
That's right.
And that 87 and the 6. They've all been fast.
Yeah, they've all been really fast. Anthony Thitchner now goes back into fourth. And I'll tell you another fast one, too, is Sean Medling. And here he comes looking to the inside of Anthony Thitchner. He has been extremely fast, too. AJ Scarborough now into the mix.
Oh, Schweiker got one coming off.
Oh, that might have just cost Schweiker. Oh, and there goes some guys off of the track. And the caution is out. I don't know who all was caught up. John Schweiker was caught up into that. So again, the MaxSpeedTV jinx continues. And it looks like I'm looking at this here. I'm seeing John Schweiker breaking loose in the turn, and I think that might have been what started it.
Yeah, he got a little loose there, and you know, just being that far off pace, everybody, like I said, that anticipation was going up. People were going to do things they shouldn't have done, and you know.
Yep, and right here they're going 3 wide up the middle, and I'm seeing. Okay, I got to go back here a little bit further because I'm seeing. It looks like Ken Worley was the one that actually probably is the one that's going to bring out the caution because he got extremely loose, come right down, and actually spun it sideways. Yeah, right in front of everybody. So I think Ken Worley's actually the one that brought that caution out, but Schweikert hits the inside wall. Oh man, Schweikert's car is toast. That car is, he needs to just haul it on, load it up on the hauler and just head to next week because, man, that car is toast.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough time to get that car back out.
No. Oh, man. Well, like I said, MaxSpeedTV jinx continues. These guys are going to not want to talk to me anymore. I'm telling you, Trevor. If every time I talk to somebody out there on the track, they wreck in the next couple of laps, what do you think?
It's all superstitions.
I know, but man.
I'd still talk to you. Well, didn't you bring down a 13 car? Yeah, he was one of the first ones you talked to.
Yeah, I did.
So maybe it's that unlucky 13 with the unlucky MaxSpeedTV clash each other out.
There you go.
It's all good.
Well, that's getting pretty deep in the superstition right there. But yeah, that unlucky 13 could be lucky tonight with it. Scott always says he's got that MaxSpeedTV repellent. He's got that car sprayed with MaxSpeedTV repellent. It repels the jinx.
Hey, whatever it takes.
Yeah, the jinx repellent. Dang. Well, I'm afraid to even talk to anybody right now. Do you want to talk to Anthony? You might not want to talk to us. Anthony Thitchner. You there? See, he don't even want to talk to us.
No.
He's afraid of that MaxSpeedTV jinx, I'm telling you. See, he don't want to talk to us. Anthony, can you hear us? All right, then.
I just told him on.
I told you. He doesn't want to talk
I
to
just
us.
told him on the race chat that he was in the booth, but
Oh, was he there?
I don't know. I just let him know. I know
Are
I've
you
seen
there,
him.
Anthony? See, he's not answering. So obviously he's not even out there on the racetrack. So the 87 isn't racing tonight. All right. Well, that was. Now what? What?
Look, buddy.
What? You don't want to be jinxed.
What happened to the last guy who came
Yeah,
down here?
I figured that. Okay, I'm not even going to talk to you. I'll talk to you afterwards.
All right, guys. All right.
I knew it. What did I just say? He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to talk to me.
No.
Oh man, I told you these guys they're not going to want to talk to me anymore. All right, we're doubled up here. Brian Wilderson, Stephen Massey, AJ Scarborough back into it, alongside Anthony Thitchner. Ooh. Sean Medling still hanging in there. Brandon Simmons, Chris Urquois, Luis Almaso back into the mix. Kurt Quist and Josh Witherspoon rounds out the top 10. Well, this could be the last restart right here. As this was caution number 9, folks, for 18 lead changes we've had out there tonight. Unbelievable lead changes.
I like it.
Yeah.
You don't usually see that many lead changes unless you're at Daytona.
And considering all that these guys have had to deal with tonight with that wind and the weather changes, oh, this is unbelievable, man. This is one heck of a job by these drivers tonight, I gotta say. All right, here we go. Trevor, you want to have the honors and get them going?
Boogity, 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 go, go, go.
There you go. Let's go racing, boys. All right, green flag is out. Wilderson with a pretty good start. Looks like he held him back there just long enough to kind of get a jump on Stephen Massey. Now that they all have new tires, close right there.
This is going to be hairy, guys. This is going to be some great racing.
Now it's just going to be who can hold each other off back here. Brian Wilderson has been out there for 68 laps. Stephen Massey has yet to lead a lap. Comes up on the inside of Brian Wilderson. Anthony Thitchner now in third as he gets around AJ Scarborough. So podium finish here for Anthony Thitchner at the moment. AJ fights back on the outside. Brian Wilderson holds off second place Stephen Massey. And they're coming to get 4 to go this time by AJ trying that outside. He's not giving up without a fight. He's not going to go down just easily. He's going to go down swinging.
There goes AJ.
AJ into the wall. Oh, and that's going to bring out the caution, and it's going to end under caution. Oh, no.
I don't like seeing that.
He just broke loose on his own there.
Yeah, is that turn 4 win?
Oh man, I'm telling you, that wind is terrible.
No, it was actually during the tri-oval.
Oh man, well, tough break for, yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. But still the same wind down through that tri-oval, you know. But, well, we're going to wait till it is official. Okay, but it's looking like right now Brian Wilderson will be the winner, Stephen Massey second, and Anthony Thitchner third. That's what it's looking like. So the race will be over. This is where it would be nice to have the green-white checkered right here, Trevor.
I know. I can't wait till iRacing takes onto that.
Yeah, if and when they can ever implement that would be really nice. You know, because we none of us like to see a race finish under caution. You know, we always want to see it where the guy, you know, even the guys out there, you know, unless it's really, really a tight race, you know, and the winner wins it by a default of the caution coming out. He's, you know, Brian Wilderson's probably breathing a sigh of relief right now. Like, whew, thank God it's over, because he knew Stephen Massey was going to keep trying and trying and trying until either A, it took him out, or B, he just finally quit trying, or C, he finally got by Brian for the win. So, Brian Wilderson's probably glad to see that caution come out. But then again, Stephen Massey and Anthony Thitchner, Sean Medling, these guys were probably going, dang it, man, I wish we had a green-white checkered. Because you got guys that are sitting there with fast cars, and they may have had enough for Brian Wilderson, but that's something we will never know now.
Yeah, just that one last shot at a restart.
Right.
You get a good shot at it,
Yeah, there's always them what ifs in your mind that you wonder what would happen. What if?
I wish that there was a way that you could just turn off the cautions, within a set amount of laps.
I know it. Let them race it out. Now I do know there is some leagues out there, and I haven't seen it done in a long time that they say if a caution comes out inside the 5 to go, race it out. But it really does kind of throw things all out of kilter. I mean, everybody gets black flags out there. Nothing comes out right. You actually gotta go through and score each person individually to know where they finished. Because you got black flags mixed in there, and it just throws everything all out. All right, white flag in the air. One more lap to go. Brian Wilderson will come home the winner here tonight. Stephen Massey second. Anthony Thitchner third. Sean Medling fourth. And Josh Witherspoon, that'll round out the top 5. Luis Almaso sixth. Brandon Simmons seventh. Kurt Quist eighth. Justin Bland ninth. And Chuck Harrell 10th place. And the birthday boy just barely finishing outside that top 10. He will be 11th. The birthday boy.
With the green-white checkered, he might have been able to come home 10th.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you,
at least he finished on the lead lap, and his car looks pretty solid. So happy birthday, Douglas. Congratulations to everybody out there that did good and didn't do good.
Right.
Yeah,
it was a good race.
Not as good of a job.
It was a good race. There ain't no doubt, man. And it was just coming down to it that something, was going to happen there at the very, very end, even though we were hoping for it to finish under green. But out of turn 4 here at Las Vegas tonight for ECR, Brian Wilderson bringing home the win. Congratulations to him, and also leading the most laps with 74 laps. Very good. All right, well, we're going to get these guys down here and try to talk to them. Let's see if I can get Brian down here. You want to take second place? I'll do first.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. Brian Wilderson, you got a copy?
Hey, you ready?
Well, you brought it home into victory lane tonight, Brian. So congrats to you. But we're going to ask you the same thing. We've been talking about this all night. Just how bad that weather was tonight. How did you endure it, or was it better out front in clean air that you had to deal with that 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts?
The first half of the race, it was trouble. It was a lot of trouble. Everybody was getting loose coming off of 4, and you almost couldn't help it. And it just come out of nowhere, just snap right around on you as soon as that wind changed, and there was just nothing you could do about it. You could hardly even save the car once it happened. So
right.
Once the track started taking some rubber, actually towards the end of the race, it seemed like that problem completely went away, and we had green flag runs and pit stops and come back out. It was just like rubber laid down, that problem just completely disappeared.
Well, that's good, because, man, everybody we talked to, they said that, the wind was really atrocious out there tonight, having to fight that. And, most of the spins that we've seen tonight were coming out of turn 4, which was where that wind seemed to be the worst. And either that or it forced them down to where, maybe they were having a little bit of control issues with the wind, and they would catch that white line, and that would cause a problem. So, but you bring it home tonight, Brian, leading the most laps, 74 laps. Congratulations. Anybody you want to give a thank you to?
Yeah, I got to thank the team at Wild Child Racing. Did a lot of work on this car this week. And, once again, brought her home up front 2 weeks in a row. So hopefully we can keep this streak going.
Absolutely.
To tell you what, there was a lot of tough competition up there, and Stephen Macy and Anthony Thitcher. Those guys were fast. They had a good car under them too. And, I definitely didn't have the fastest car out there all race.
Well, you had enough to stay out ahead of them. Now, I know at the very end there, you really had to kind of be watching. We're going to talk to Steven here in a minute, but you had to have been watching Steven because he made a couple attempts to try to get a run by you. And, we were sitting here talking about this. These guys are going to be, you were probably glad to see the caution come out, but these guys were going, man, oh, man, oh, man. I did not want to see that caution because I had something for Brian. And you had to have been watching that battle going on behind you because Stephen Massey was really putting the pressure to you.
Yeah, when we had about 15 to go and that caution came out, I did not want to see that caution. I had a good long run car, and I know that struggled for the first 5 laps on restarts. So I made a couple quick changes, my pit stop there to help me out on the short run. It surely helped me in the last 10 laps or so.
Roger that. All right, we'll go celebrate, my friend, and we will see you next week, Brian.
Thanks, Rudy. Thanks for the broadcast.
All right, buddy. All right, Trevor, you got second place, Stephen Massey.
How you doing, Massey? Ooh, how'd you like that race?
It was a fun race, man. Altogether, it was a big fun race. Would have liked to seen a little less cautions there, but it was fun.
Were you struggling like most people coming out of 4? We really didn't see you getting loose like most of them, so.
Not really. Not to sound conceited here, but I felt like I actually had the best car at times out of 4. For some reason, I felt like I always got a humongous run coming out of turn 4. I actually struggled in 1. But, I mean, that was an awesome race. That was I didn't want to see that last caution. That's all I know. I didn't want to see. I like caution with 15 to go because I put it a little too soon there and kind of wore my tires out. But that last caution, dadgummit, didn't want to see it. But shout out to Brian, man. He brings it every week. Shout out to H-Muff because, I mean, we had 3 guys in the top 5 and all 4, the whole team in the top 8.
Yeah, that is awesome to see a whole team come together like that. You guys were all actually pretty fast and running up front there. I kind of wish that it would have went to green. I think it would have been a really good shout out or a pretty good shootout going, to the green flag finish there. You guys were fast, and I think you might have actually had something for him.
Yeah, at different points I was faster than Brian, and then at other points he was faster than me. Ultimately, I felt like he had one of the best long run cars out here. And that last run there, I was about to set him up. I was going to try to get to the outside of him because going on the inside wasn't going to work. Normally it felt good coming off of 2, but I was going to try to set him up there coming off of 4 to the outside of him and try to squeeze him a little bit and bring it home. But oh well.
Did you have to make a lot of adjustments to the car once the rubber started getting put down, or was it pretty much what you had was what you had?
I made adjustments early and went the wrong way with it. And then towards the end, I just set my stuff back to normal. And really, honestly, once the rubber came in, the better the car felt, to be honest. Didn't really have to make much adjustments. I heard a lot of guys having to adjust their cars, though, to the rubber because they were tightening up a lot. And they were tightening up so much that they were having to force it, which was making them spin out. Was it a fun race from y'all's point of view?
Oh, yeah. It was a blast.
It was really good.
Well, then that's all that matters, right?
That's right. Well, you got some thank yous?
Thank you to H-Muff, and thank you to the guys that were running up front with me that raced me clean, man. That's what it's all about. It's fun. The last 2 weeks I've raced, I mean, it's been good, hard, clean racing, and I love it.
All right, Steven. Go celebrate, buddy. A good run here tonight, second place. We got third place, Anthony Thitchner. You got a copy, Anthony?
Yes, sir.
Well, I guess tonight just wasn't meant to be your night, buddy. But man, oh man, I just knew you wouldn't talk to me because of that MaxSpeedTV jinx. I was like, doggone it, he won't talk to me. I tried 2 or 3 times, but I don't blame you, man. It just has been. The only one that we figured that it wasn't going to affect out there tonight was the unlucky number 13, Brian Wodelson, and it didn't seem to affect because we talked to him way early in the race, and he just ran totally flawless tonight. But third place, if it would have stayed green, now honestly tell me, do you think you had the winning car?
Oh, absolutely not. I felt like I had the second place car all night tonight. I felt like my boy Steven here, the best signing all year, man. I couldn't have been more happy about signing Steven to Haters Make Us Famous Racing. He had the winning car. He wanted me to go buy him at one point. I was like, nah, man, go get him. I'm right behind here. I'm following you. Go get him. And, I just felt like he was so much better in 3 and 4. He could get back into the throttle and nail it and not get loose like he stated earlier. And I was just having problems with getting back into the throttle 100%. I had to kind of get it at to 90, maybe 75%, because if I punched it all the way, it just wanted to turn around on me, which you probably caught earlier in the race, which is what happened to me. I lost it there a couple times just going back in the field there. So I'm really happy about a third place finish. I really am. Yeah, Haters Make Us Famous, like you mentioned, third, fourth, fifth. We got a great alliance going on with other teams. 7 of us finished in the top 9. So the same setups working together, bunch of great guys, man. It's just a great thing going on this year. Couldn't be more proud of them.
Well, we seen you mowing the grass a couple times there, you and a few of the other guys, and we've tried to tell you many times they have groundskeepers for that, but you guys just won't listen. But no, coming out of turn 4, we seen a couple times there, Anthony. We seen you do it one time and a couple of the other drivers. Just that wind was so bad in turn 4. How much of a deal was that for you? I mean, I know kind of being mired in the field, maybe didn't quite notice it as much as the guys out front, or maybe you noticed it worse. I don't know. What was the deal with that?
Well, like you said, it was just the wind working against you a lot in 1 and 2, making you really tight, having to back up the corners in 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, you pretty much never had to let off the gas. You would just kind of, let off the gas a little bit to let the car set in and then get back on it slowly. It was just really loose, and the wind worked with you in 3 and 4, sometimes a little bit too much. So, but just really against you in 1 and 2 made it really tight. So to make a setup for a track like that just makes it really hard. I'm really proud of the guys here tonight. It was a great race for ECR. A bunch of guys didn't make it to the end there, and we had a couple guys didn't make the race, but it was definitely a good race. Second half was definitely a lot better than the first, and just we're getting better every week, man. I'm really proud of the boys. It's a great race, especially when you got 30-mile-an-hour winds. That's something.
I know it. That was crazy. Well, we did have 11 cautions tonight for 37 laps, but 18 lead changes. That's pretty good. I mean, considering
that's
just
competition.
That's how hard it was out there to pass and deal with that high wind. So I mean, they did a fabulous job with that. So I mean, 11 cautions, really not too bad. All right, well, you come in third place tonight, Anthony. I know you got some people you want to thank.
I want to thank Haters Make Us Famous. I want to thank Nicole. I want to thank Kick-Ass Alliance. If you ain't heard of them, you will. There's a lot of guys involved in that. They know who they are. Kick-Ass Alliance, man. There's a lot of us involved. We got a bunch of teams together. We're working hard to try to beat some of these top guys like John and Brian, and then some of the newcomers, Nelson. You got Luis, AJ. Just so many fast guys. I could go on and on. There's a lot of guys to try to beat. And you got a lot of the fast guys on 2 teams. So we knew that it was going to take some work to try to get some competition. I just want to shout out to all them guys, man. Some of the guys who had top 10 there, Joshua Witherspoon, Brandon Simmons, Justin Bland, Stephen Massey, Kurt Quish, Sean Medling. And again, thanks to Nicole for the setup help this week. It's just a bunch of help. Couldn't thank them enough, man. It's only going to get better from here.
All right, Anthony, thanks for talking with us, and we will be back here to see you next week, brother. So you need to go celebrate with your buddies there, and we're going to get on to running down through the results here. So give me 1 second here. I got to get this thing keeps messing up on me. Here we go. All right, Brian Wodelson coming home the winner here tonight. Stephen Massey second, Anthony Thitchner coming in third, Sean Medling fourth, Josh Witherspoon fifth, Luis Salmaso in sixth, Brandon Simmons in seventh, Kirk Quist eighth, Justin Bland ninth, and Chuck Harrell rounding out the top 10. Doug Hess, the birthday boy, coming in 11th, Tony Diamond 12th, Chris Urquois in 13th, Tony DeGennaro 14th, Josh Sheets 15th, AJ Scarborough 16th, Nicole Johnson. Boy, after that big hard hit she had earlier in the race, she come back and finished 17th. That's pretty good, Trevor.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Man,
there's a few people in there that you actually said that it was like, wow, they finished high up after they just spun.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yep, but that's a good comeback for Nicole. I mean, she was driving it looked like a modified car around there, and she did good. So that's that never give up attitude you got to have. You know, I mean, every position is points on that track, and you just gotta try to get as many laps in as you can, even though the car is junk, it's not driving well. Just try to drive it the best you can. Scott Hunsinger coming in 18th, John Schweikert 19th, Ken Worley 20th. Pat Russia 21st, Matt Moritz 22nd, Michael, how did you say that? Guidry. Okay, I'll get that. Michael Leiby 24th.
Is it Guidry or Guidry? I think it's Guidry.
Guidry. Okay. Michael Leiby 24th. Nelson Rivera was our points leader coming into tonight. Finishes clear back in 21st. Was involved in the very first accident in the race. And it was a pretty violent and vicious one, so that pretty much did in Nelson. Blake Freeman in 26th, Ken Ron 27th, Matthew Hibbs 28th, Jay Adair 29th, Mark Bratcher 30th, George Munger 31st, Craig Sykes 32nd, John Cottle 33rd, and rounding out the field, Ron Miller in 34th. I don't think Michael Kinner started the race. I don't believe.
He didn't.
No.
He had some issues tonight that he had to take care of. He couldn't make it.
All right, folks. Well, go ahead.
I just want to say, last but not least, man, I forgot to thank you guys. I really hope we put on a good show for you guys, and I just want to thank you guys so much for the work that you do for us. And I enjoy watching these broadcasts. You guys put on one hell of a show, and you know, if you guys out there don't enjoy this, you won't enjoy any racing, because it's some great racing. It's some great broadcasts. I enjoy the commentary from you guys. Can't wait to go back and watch it. So thank you, Rudy, MaxSpeedTV. Thank you, Trevor, for stepping in and helping Rudy out, you know, on a whim here. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, folks. Well, that'll wrap it up for this week, and we'll be back next week with ECR. Thanks for tuning in here on MaxSpeedTV. And have a good night. Stay safe.